Good morning. It is 7:06 a.m. on Tuesday, November 19th, 2019. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I've been up for a little bit. This is 5 more minutes. For some reason, I got poking around and decided that it was more important to go ahead and post the latest episode of Talking About Survivor and also poke around and D&D Beyond a little bit. I don't know why I thought I needed to do all those things before recording this video, but here we are. That episode of Talking About Survivor is up, and this is the one where Mike and I discuss the most recent episode and the frankly disappointing way that the show decided to handle a very serious subject, and also some pretty disappointing behavior from a number of the players. I've talked about that a little bit already. I'm not going to talk about it anymore now. If you want to hear more about it, you can listen to that podcast, of course. But part of what I was also interested in doing this morning is checking out the latest source book released for D&D Beyond, which is Eberron Rising from the Last War, I believe is the subtitle there. Now, this is a new book. They had previously come out with Wayfinder's Guide to Eberron, which was a setting book that I was frankly entranced by when it originally came out. And I ran a one-shot set in Eberron as part of so many levels, and that was a lot of fun. And frankly, I think that I've certainly borrowed a fair amount from it already for inspiration, but I'm also kind of thinking that I don't think that I would probably run specifically a whole campaign set in quote unquote Eberron, but to be sure, I think I'm probably going to draw a lot from it in the future. I don't know. Some of the things I'm thinking about are a little too far away to really speculate on now, but one of the things that I was particularly interested in seeing is that they've now made the Artificer class official. Previously, the Artificer class was one of the classes that they had as part of Unearthed Arcana, meaning it was like playtest material. And I'm playing in a game where I was playing an Artificer, and I really like the character. She's a little gnome. She's kind of crazy. She's a conspiracy theorist, but she's also an absent-minded professor type, inventor who invented a little clockwork flying alarm clock named Tempest Fugit to, help her remember to do things like go to bed on time and eat and that sort of thing. And she's just a delightful little character. And so, but because I was using the playtest material version of the class, I knew that with the new official class coming in, it might change some of the stuff that she can do. And I was just really kind of intrigued to see what that was going to be all about. Looking through the new class features, it looks like most of the stuff that I had really sort of defined her by in my head can still be done. There's a little bit of shifting stuff around and some new things that are replacing the things that are not standard anymore. So, like, for example, having little Tempest Fugit flying alarm clock used to be just something she had automatically, but now she has to use one of her limited number of infused items to make it, which just means that I have one less of those for some other purpose, but I'm getting other things as a result. So it's all kind of balancing out, but it's a neat class. And one of the things that I really like about it is in D&D, it is certainly possible to play in a manner where you just say, I cast Branding Smite and I attack with my longsword. And you can do that, and there's nothing wrong with anyone who wants to approach it like that. But I like when people add flavor to how things happen. And so one of so for example, it's like, oh yeah, I charge up and I do a big old baseball bat style double-handed swing of my longsword, trying to take off their head and that sort of thing. And that's just a different way of describing kind of the same actions. But one of the things that the artificer class does is it encourages people to think of the spells and the magic as coming from tools and inventions and stuff like that. So instead of cure wounds just being glowy, healy energy from your fingers, maybe you have invented a healing ointment that you got it just in a big tub and you're just going and smearing it all over someone's face or something. And that's a different way to present the same mechanical effect. And I really like that about the artificer. Yeah. In any event, I've got to get ready for work now. So I'll talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.